people play AAU and they always have to get notoriety and to get attention. I get it. I did as well. I played a couple of years when I was growing up. But that can't be the main focus. That can't be, you know, the fact that you lost by 20, but you had two highlights and that's what's being promoted. And I think that hurts our game. I think it hurts the future of the game. And I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I owe basketball everything, to be honest with you. So I feel like, you know, knowing I'm coming from the right place, I think it's very important to put out the right things.
Talk to me a little bit about AAU and from a basketball standpoint. You know, one of the raps is that it's all geared towards the 5%, not towards the rest of them. As somebody who's in it, you know, what's your message to all those other kids?
I think it's about, so for me, for example, when I was actually playing, I only played AAU 2 years, which is interesting. I played my fifth grade year, and I was the last guy on the team. I coached Rotary Style, and I played for them when I was in fifth grade. And I was the last guy on the team. They've always kept 10 people, so I was a 10th guy. Not skill-wise, but the physicality, the intensity, I wasn't ready for it. So I'm like, Mom, I don't. She's like, well, go get better. Like she wasn't one of those parents who became a fan, because I think when you become a fan of your child, that's when you call out coaches. That's when it's always somebody else's fault. That's when you're program hopping. That's when you're looking for that. And she was like, okay, so go get better. And she didn't. There's no excuse. I take such pride in my parents, mom and dad. Never once my whole career from 8 to 40 did they go talk to a coach about, hey, my son should be doing this, or hey, I take great pride in that. My high school coach, same thing. They never bothered anybody. They put the responsibility on me. We'll help you, but you got to want this and help yourself. And so with that, I think with those other kids, sometimes it is find the right program. Sometimes it's what's your focus. Are you trying to get noticed? Are you trying to actually develop your game and actually develop your skills and play the long game? And to be honest with you, most of those other 95 don't really want to play the long game, because this is the instant gratification here. They want it now. They want a mixtape. They want to get ranked. They want the notoriety that comes with that, because most of their friends have it, or some of their friends, or some people they may know. Remember when we were growing up, if there was even somebody that was good in the next town in your state, like you had to actually go see him, or you may hear about him, you may never see him. Now these kids are communicating from, one's in Seattle, the other one's in New York, and they're talking every day. You know, so they want some of those same things. But like my son, before we got into this, I said, now listen, there's going to be people that say you're really good. There's going to be people that say you're not good at all. For you, just have tunnel vision. If you just do two things, if you just listen and work hard, you'll be fine. Just continue to work, continue to work, continue to work. Have a good day, continue to work. Have a bad day, continue to work. The work doesn't stop. The attitude, be coachable. Those things translate. They translate on any sport, and they translate in life, because it's going to teach you a certain amount of discipline, a certain amount of adversity that you have to bounce back from, a certain amount of working with a team. Like all those different things transfer to life. And I just tell them, take it day by day, but think big picture. Think about the long game. It's not about right now. Who cares if you're the number one sixth grader in the country? You know, like who, like, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like, are you serious? Right? Like keep playing the long game, keep working towards that, and keep that the main thing. Like that end goal, right? It's a marathon. You have to run your race, and everybody's journey is a little bit different.
You know, Jamal, you've played for a lot of great coaches. I know you talked about your dad. Who are a few of the guys that you looked up to, coaches, and why? The way they coached you or what they represented? I know you played for a lot of good ones.
You know what's funny? My favorite coach, and if you go to my Instagram, I just posted this a couple weeks ago. My favorite coach I ever played for was Coach Mike Bethea, and he's at Rainier Beach High School where I played. And it was his passion. It was how serious he took the game. There's two traits I absolutely have adopted from him, or were kindred spirits in that regard, and how he cared about the kids. Like he didn't care about if you could help him win a game. He cared about how your life was off the court. Because in that Rainier Valley, we come from a tough area. He cared about like if you're going to have a meal when you went home. All those different things. My respect. I saw it every single day and still see it. So those things for me make him my favorite coach. But in the NBA, Larry Brown was the best teacher I had. Like he taught the game at an incredible level. Isaiah Thomas, I'm biased too because he was one of my favorite players. I wore number 11. Doc Rivers was great, you know, with his strengths and communication and the way he can get guys to believe. So they all had strengths, but those three jump out at me right now, which is really cool because it was just the, NBA 75. So I've learned a lot from so many different ones and taken, different approaches and stole this from that one and this from that one to evolve myself as a youth coach.